Maybe you got it figured out? Actually.
Okay, so I have the second reading, it's gonna be for Ted John.
All right, sorry, Ashley. Go ahead.
Teddy Donna Knoll requesting Act 2 agriculture to R3 residential acreage of 2.442 acres located on Cecil Knoll Road. Commissioner Hunt, I make a motion to recommend the rezone application of Teddy Donna Knoll requesting a zone change from Act 2 agriculture to amended R1 residential on 2.442 acres located on Cecil Knoll Road, with the understanding that the House Bill 160 will come into effect on 7/1/2026, which would then allow for a qualified manufactured home under the House Bill 160 to be allowed on the R1 zoning, along with the regular stick-built home. The recommended land use map and the comprehensive plan recommends low to medium density. The change would be in compliance with the comprehensive plan, and there was no one here to speak against it. Commissioner Osborne second, Chairman Brown roll call, Administrator Welch roll call, motion carries.
Motion to approve based on the facts and findings of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, to approve the zoning recommendation of applicants Terry and John Knoll, based on the facts and findings of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Ashley, Jim, I know we had, you had presented maybe some discussion items. And Ashley and I had some discussion today. Do you have anything?
Well, I feel like we shouldn't really make any changes right now because I'm actually bringing to you all on, the 17th for a first reading on some amendments to some of our regulations already, and it interferes with some of these terms.
Julie and I had communicated about this, a few months ago, and it's in our packet, I don't know if you got it or not, of things that, before the bottom. I presented my thoughts and recommendations. I know we're gonna set up a committee, Dan and Will and I and Julie, and after Julie passed, we never did do that. But these were just recommendations that I went through. Most of them were concerned with the new sewer system on Elk Creek, and R2 zoning and all that. So we can look over those and come back and do what you got.
Basically, what the zoning commission has done is they are recommending some changes. And some of them may not be exactly, but may be similar or touch on some of these subjects.
So it's regulation changes for R1, R2, R3, and RM. And so they'll be here on the 17th for the first reading, and then I'll bring them back for the second reading.
And basically, it'll
Can
work.
you send them to us before the Friday before, please?
Yes.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, it'll kind of be like when we did the distillery regulations. We got them in advance, we had a first reading, we let the public know. Then when we had our second reading, we did lengthy discussion and made some changes that suited us. It'd be basically the same process.
Can you send those, what the recommendations of planning and zoning is to us before
Yes.
the 17th?
Mhm.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right, any other questions on zoning? All right, Ashley, thank you.
Thanks.
The sanitation district, there are minutes in your, I actually have one question, Ashley.
Yeah.
I'll come see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Something here, I'll come see you tomorrow.
Okay.
The sanitation district minutes are in your books that we don't necessarily need to take any action on.
I would like to make one comment about those.
Okay.
Is that, to ask them to present their financial status report along with those minutes, because, we don't see any money coming in, even though there is money coming in.
All right.
And, I'd like to see what the financial statements look like.
I will ask, I know Corey is usually at the meetings, but I will pass that message along the bill, they would include financials at each meeting with their minutes.
It doesn't have to be a full financial statement each meeting, but just something that tells us, you know, how much they've taken in and how much they've spent out of the regular county account, not to.
Yeah,
Like I say, account.
All right, we can do that. Start here. I have on the agenda, Catherine Scott, tourism funding. I don't know, Adriana, if you'd like to speak to us and kind of tell us, yeah, I should. I'll call on you guys October this meeting. All right, go ahead.
So just a couple updates for you guys. Thank you for taking the time. I want to confirm with you, Judge Travis, that the judge executive position for the commissioner seat is vacant on the commission. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you will need to appoint someone to that seat, obviously.
Okay.
We do have Terry Cooper, who is already on the commission, that I know we had discussed before. That would be a great pick for that. And then Kurt Reichel, I believe, is being sworn in tomorrow. So those will.
I got him today.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, he's already sworn
And
in.
they're already sworn in, unless you have somebody else you want to add to it, but those two are to be there.
Okay.
If you want to show one of those. I know that the fiscal year started earlier this month, and I noticed on the agenda that you have some funding, that we're requesting funding. I don't believe we're requesting any other funding than the $10,000 that you guys did already put into your budget for us, which we greatly appreciate, but I don't believe that we're requesting any other funding than that. The director position, unfortunately, will be vacated on July 31st. Catherine Scott did give us her notice, unfortunately, and she has taken another opportunity. We will miss her greatly, of course, as she's done amazing things for the county and laid some wonderful groundwork and foundations for the future of tourism in the county. With the closing of the golf course and the park campground being closed for so long, and the economy, of course, over the last 2 years, transient tax has declined more than anticipated, unfortunately. So we will not be filling this role, not currently, that's not the plan. We know that the pavilion will eventually be opening, and a hope and goal of yours is to have an office there for the tourism person to be there as well. I would ask that the court look and consider employing a person for that, for the responsibilities that you had discussed before. Scheduling someone to use the event center, answering the phones, being there to greet. Tourism, the commission doesn't feel that that's a tourism director position, just because that is kind of two different skill sets and priorities. So I would encourage you guys to look at hiring somebody for that, and then to also, for the next fiscal year, consider the county actually employing an economic development and tourism director. Transient tax, frankly, is just not enough to provide a reasonable compensation for someone for a full-time position like that anymore. We hope that that changes over the years, of course, and there's other ways that tourism can increase revenue in different ways like that, but we just don't feel that it's gonna be a position we're gonna be able to sustain long-term. So we would encourage the county to look at that as a whole, but at this time, we're not gonna be filling that, so that's just an update for you guys. Any questions?
Did the campground end up opening up
Yes.
before we do?
They are. And Derek said they're running pretty full.
Yeah.
That was a good help, a big plus. So, any questions for Adriana? Thank you for that report.
Absolutely, if you could just let us know when you decide on someone for.
Yeah, please reach out tomorrow.
Sure, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh, the judge executive commissioners, okay.
So it'd be the tourism commissioner? All right, and you said Terry is already at what?
She's already a commissioner, but she's not in one of the slated seats.
Oh, but she is one of the others.
She is a voting member, but there are 7 slated seats.
I got you.
Yeah, but since we made the amendment to the bylaws a few weeks ago, so that we could have the additional commissioners,
Okay,
she's just a commissioner, whereas 7 of them are slated.
okay, all right, we'll check about that tomorrow.
Sure.
All right, thank you. All right, you guys, you all can all come, or you can send one, or looks like you drew the short straw, or the long straw.
How are you guys?
Good.
All right, so we are asking for 8,000 this year. I know that last year you allotted 5,000 for dumpsters and porta potties. but only pay 2,155. So we didn't get the full 5,000 towards our committee. So our committee, obviously, everybody knows about it. It's not just city people that come, it's county people, it's out of county people. We had people from out of state come last year, and they're gonna come again this year, because we do have, Dylan coming back to perform at the end of the year. So we ran out of toilet paper multiple times. We ran into different stores to fill up, to make sure there was enough toilet paper for the porta potty. Our vendors stayed later than they normally do to meet the capacity of the thousands of people that we had. So to continue to be able to meet that capacity of thousands of people, 3,000 to 5,000 people, in one day, we do need more funding. And we can only gather so much from our community, stores and people who own businesses here. They can only give us so much, so.
And Valerie, this is one of those things, and I remember to bring my budget. And, we do have in our budget line, for community events, 15,000 that we started the year off with. In the bicentennial event, we actually put 5,000 in it in case there was something to carry forward from the event. And as far as I know, there's not anything else, Adriana, is there owed to America 250 event? I think it all got covered. So we are in a position to help Oktoberfest, and we do like helping the Christmas on Main, and generally it's not real expensive. If y'all recall, I want to say 2,000 to 4,000 maybe. So you were asking for 8 for us. So what's it?
I'll make a motion that we give $8,000 to the homecoming committee.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, second by Zach, to give $8,000 to the, you said homecoming, the Oktoberfest, committee. Any discussion? All right. It is a wonderful, wonderful event. Thank you all for doing it. So, all right, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. All right, down to page 70 in our packets. We have a grant, and I know Andrew's here. It's a 23 or 25 page grant, and it's $7,000. Now it does, and Sharon is here, your name's actually on this grant. That's why I made y'all stay. No, it ain't. It didn't work out that way though. But basically this grant is for them, for the sheriff's department to, the responsibilities is to increase the IRS, to check on seatbelt citations harder. And it wants to do things after sunset, seatbelt enforcement, and possibly increase speeding citations. That says the responsibility of the grantee. So, I don't know, Andrew, if you want to add any to that?
I know we're already in this grant program from last year. This is just continuing it. And it's just like the stuff you hear on the radio, or it's pretty ridiculous, the UI campaigns, it's all on the Office of Highway Safety. And it's a fully reimbursed grant, so it's just what we use. So, guys come out and work the grant, and we get reimbursed for that through them.
So you just have to pay us and then we'll get reimbursed sometime.
No, we're not adding anything. They just pay it as we need it. That's basically how it works.
So,
You just have to meet the requirements and then they give you the money.
They keep records and all that, but they want records, they want you to show,
This
citations.
year on
Stuff
how
like
many
that.
citations and how many arrests and everything, then they were in the back.
So they keep records of all this stuff, and, like I said, and if we don't use it all, then we don't use it all.
Yeah, basically, I have been sent a DocuSign to sign this agreement, but I needed to bring it before you guys. So,
Motion to approve.
alright,
Second.
we have a motion by Zach, second by Will, to approve the grant, Commonwealth of Kentucky, to the sheriff's office in the amount of $7,000 to, for a traffic safety grant. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, next we have, Robert. Now, I passed out the sheet that you had. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone sign it?
Yes, we gotta get it done, so.
The ambulance needs some air conditioning work. It's over at the ambulance specialist that works on ambulances. The motherboards and stuff in the back of it, so.
This is the Texas ambulance, correct?
That is the type of thing. Yeah. Those are the options you have. That's the options we have. Replace it all or fix the one.
This is the one we just bought.
Mhm.
This is the one we just bought.
The one,
Oh, the one we bought before.
yeah, yeah, two times ago. This is the one coming from Texas, and then we got the brand new one, and then we got the one from Virginia.
Is this the only, quote you got or company
Yeah,
that
but-
works on this?
Well, the other company that works on it, we don't do business with anymore, so.
And, well, we did, I think did they look at it up here?
Doctors could look at it, but I mean, like a specialist type repair facility, there's only two places that work on them. It's them and Atlantic, and that, you'll send things to Atlantic.
Motion to approve up to $7,000 to fix the AC in Med 2.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Dan, to spend up to $7,000 to fix the air conditioning in Med 2. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Go ahead, Robert.
So this budget year, we did budget a emergency services UTV. You have the quotes there. I'm trying to get it in before the new model years come, so we can lock it in for this price that more equipment has offered it to us for.
But Robert and I had some discussion on this, but I'm gonna leave it up to everybody. Because this being an election year, the 65-35 rule is in place. And we are spending extra money out of the animal shelter. So that'll be an increase. I would prefer to hold off on this until first of the year. This is just me. We did budget to purchase this. So it's up to you guys if you want to go ahead and get a deal here, if you want to get more quotes. But we could get part of it and not all the rest of it, and we could try to get some grants. Robert's pretty good at working on some grants. It's up to you all, thoughts.
My question is, why wouldn't you let the fire department handle this? It seems like it would be more in line with what they do, handle this than what the EMS
Well,
would.
this is more along the line for emergency services, would be for
Yeah.
sheriff's office, use,
Understand.
management, EMS. And if that's only one unit, I mean, we're gonna put all our eggs in their one unit, I mean, I think that the growth of the county, we need to have our own.
I could help Robert to Jim's point. I know last year when we had the ice storm, not that we're gonna have an ice storm every year, but it seems like for the last 4 years that we've been here, we've had some sort of disaster every year, at least once. And last year when we had the ice storm, thank goodness the fire department had what they had, because they had to make several runs. I'm not sure how many, Robert.
We had multiple incidents going on at the same time, so I couldn't even get back number, but
They were in the trailer and pulling from one run to another run so we could get at the patients and get them out of here. It'd be nice to have some resource.
you know, and I had some conversation with the fire department about us maybe going together on this and so forth, and I kind of let Robert and the fire chief have discussions about where to land on it, and I think they kind of landed on, need to keep them separate. So we put in the budget, I was looking for the dollar, not for the number here, and I might find it,
If we wait till the first of the year, is there an estimated increase on the cost?
No, these are just prices he's giving me on the instance laws. And we're trying to stay local.
Yeah.
So they can do all the, warranty work and all the service work up there.
This is a Polaris UTV.
No, this is a, Arctic Cat.
Yeah.
Got the solid doors, solid windshield.
I just seen the Polaris government sale.
That was a different quote.
Yeah, that was a government quote we got.
well, we put, I have a line, we have a line, not I have a line. EMS vehicle / ATV purchase 50,000. We also have a line for repairs, EMS parts repairs, 45,000, well, we just knocked 7 of that in the head. So,
I would urge us to wait on this, David, right?
Well, I think too, you're spoken to 1,500 horsepower Polaris, like, I don't know, if you just do this new Polaris website, it looks like. But that's not really apples to apple, that's a hell of a lot more shipping than the Arctic Cat, and like some motorsports or somewhere a lot cheaper than this Polaris website.
Well, that Polaris is the one that's rated for the skid that would have to go back of it for the patient transport and stuff, that's why it's that model.
Well, like another model, it's not rated for that.
I don't know. That's who I talked to, the Polaris, that's what they sent me.
anyone else have any comments, any thoughts? You think we can wait, or you think we need to buy this?
They were gonna wait.
We'll wait on it for now. If you wanna get some more quotes and bring them to us anytime, we'll entertain them.
I'll wait until y'all tell me to bring it back.
Okay, all right, keep rolling.
Our drum levy has submitted his resignation. His last day will be 18. And we just need a motion to keep him part-time at that pay rate he's listed.
That's on page 94.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know what order you'll have them in.
94 at the bottom.
He wishes to stay part-time.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Zach, seconded by Dan to approve Connor Brumley, going to, from full-time, going to part-time advanced EMT, and pay to go to 18 an hour from what he currently getting. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, Robert.
And I have submitted a updated, pay rate proposal for the EMTs and advanced EMTs. With actual numbers submitted on the costs to bring those up to the competitive amounts that we talked about.
It's 97.
97. Is this what we talked about last year, bring those up, or is this?
Well, we raised some,
We raised the paramedics.
I didn't put the paramedics on there. This is just the other employees, that, I could get, aren't too thrilled. They kind of filled the bag. So I'll bring it back to you all, to what we had. And
we valued everything just got raised.
after we just gave paramedics a big, huge bump, and our EMTs and advanced EMTs are still way behind where they should be.
Yeah, this current price was, that includes the 2.5%.
Yeah, I took all the extra stuff out of it to get rid of the confusion on there. So the current is what it is as of today.
Yes.
The proposal is the proposed rate.
I see we talked about this, and you have a difference, obviously hourly, but, you have additional budget costs. Yeah,
Well, there was questions as to how much it was gonna cost. And
yeah, on an annual basis.
and I did the figures, and that's the additional cost to cover all of this.
So did you figure that like benefits everything, or did you just figure 20,000 additional hourly?
That was just
Per hour,
that's just the hourly part.
That's not including benefits, retirement, nothing like that.
I don't see it, usually it's about 50% of your hourly wage. And that's what we use for our budget purposes.
You know, I don't know, my thoughts on that is, you know, you're never gonna please everybody. You give a raise to, half your staff, and then first thing, the other half starts complaining that they're not making as much as the other, that you just gave the others. And this is a continuing thing, we've seen it for the last 8 years, over and over. That's just the way it is. We have other county employees we have to consider too. So we give you guys a raise, and then the first thing, they're gonna come back and say, you gave them this raise, we need a raise. So it's just a snowball, downhill, it just keeps getting bigger. It's my thoughts. I agree, you need everything you get, but I don't think you'll ever get to the point where you're competitive with other counties. We couldn't afford that. You said you bring it up to competitive rates.
My job is to try.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can go back to my station and they can see I tried.
You know, one option we could do, which is kind of what we did for paramedics, your request, I'm not gonna say we cut it in half, but we reduced it. You know, equally, because we went to 20, it was 22 and 25, I think on the paramedics.
You wanted 27, I think, when you said 25, that's what happened.
Yeah, that one, and then, but well, that was for the part-timers, the full-timers, we also did those also. But, I mean, we could do something similar here, me, Robert in the middle somehow. And,
No, this is a good reason to get you. Become a paramedic. So you got additional budget costs of 20, and actually at the top says actual cost to county.
That's my salary.
yeah,
Okay, you just have that, you're at the top.
Robert's at the top. So what's y'all's opinion of, just for a starting point, if we took, we did give raises, but instead of, well, like this one is a penny, so you're not gonna give him a half a penny, but this one is 89 cents, you cut it to half of that, and next one's 74, you cut it to half of that. They would still got the 2.5%, and then they would be getting some more, and that, like you said, would have to help. What's some thoughts?
This is just to be clear, because it's open up another can of worms, but we don't have a pay step scale for EMS like you'd like to have, but, so I mean, this will be your starting point everywhere, correct?
No, technically our starting point is gonna be below this.
Okay.
Our starting point is a little bit below these proposed ones.
So your starting point is more than like this person is getting a 1 cent raise?
Well, his
That would be
his
their
rate is so
starting
high.
point.
His rate is so high because he's been here for quite 12 years.
That's what I was wondering, what you were trying to make everything, because these numbers are so different, but you
So
have
like,
seniority figured in.
let me come on here, like,
Are these based on any percentage, or did you just,
this is basically looking at salaries from the regional agencies and come up with comparable amounts that really aren't quite
like Scott's idea of maybe coming back with maybe a 50%
Yeah, whatever this is.
Not on the person who basically, you're giving a penny or 2 cent raise to, but, that way, I mean,
Well, to me, it would be similar to what we did with paramedics.
and then, yeah, it'd be exactly what we did with paramedics, and then couldn't really complain that much because we're doing the same for them as we did for paramedics.
And
Well,
I,
here you're gonna have someone say, I got a penny raise, or I got 74 cents, and someone else got $1.30 or something. But, I mean,
well, I think Robert could answer that if someone came with that.
I think he could, and I don't think the answer to it, but it's human nature. You know, some of these folks are discouraged because paramedic got a raise, and you're gonna have some of them discouraged because one got more of a raise than the other, even though they've been there 3 years longer.
Yeah, but, you know, he's already making more money than
Yeah.
the rest of them, so.
But you have that factored in, correct? Ones with more seniority and like supervisors, they're already a little higher because they have a little more responsibility than the average.
And our senior EMTs and advanced EMTs, they're a little bit more than, you know, like Alex Earnshaw, he's a 17, would be at 1750, but our starting rate for EMT would be 16 to 17, based on experience. So as we bring people in, they would never start at what we're paying our people now. And there has to be some reward for already being here, instead of constantly bringing.
That's what I was gonna, so will this give you the separation you need so that in the future, if
That's
we
what I'll-
say we're gonna give everybody a 2% or a 3% raise, then you don't have to
Yes, this is what,
divvy it all up amongst all.
this is
the
what
seasons.
spaces this stuff out, all this figured into our new wage cycle. And what we're bringing people in that.
You know, I personally am happy that we're like addressing EMS. It's tough and I get bogged down myself when we try to do all employees. Now, we don't have to worry about the sheriffs because we'll do that at salary cap time. We don't have to worry about the clerks because they take care of their own amongst their salary cap. But then we have the EMS is, you know, our largest is the sheriff as far as employees. Of course, when I say sheriff, it's everyone in your office and the jailer bunch and all. They're not part of that, but it's like the law enforcement arm, the health arm, the clerk's arm. Then we have everyone else. But it's easier for us to discuss others when we got EMS out of the way. And it would be tough to discuss everyone like when the sheriff and the clerk is doing their salary caps.
So that's what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to break it down department to department if you're gonna do that. You're gonna have to look at the rules. How would you feel if we just slashed like that additional budget cost of $10,000? Pretty much what they're saying. You know, it's cut every number you got on that board in half. Except for maybe the 1%, 1 penny and the 2 penny there. Slashing, but I mean.
No, I'm not gonna turn it down. The only thing is that it messes with our pay plan we're trying to come in with. So,
Well, I understand that, but there's, so, where I'm at with it, where I think everybody else is on this, there's gotta be some kind of a work compromise here. Works for all parties, works in our budget.
Well, the compromise, and I figure I'm gonna be kind of like with Jim, you know, they got a percentage raise, everybody did, and then, you know, the last meeting, you pretty much said, you know, the people we gave the raises to, you wanted everyone to have one. I'm not saying you didn't, but that was the worst, the main focus needed to be at there first.
yes.
You know, and that's what we did. I opinion, you know, there's other departments that are behind, like Jefferson County and Bullitt County make too.
But, I mean, we can catch them up, you know, at a different time.
I mean, I can't speak for the other departments. I mean,
You can't just,
I'm here fighting around people.
I'd love to tell everybody that too, but
Well, you know, there's no doubt that y'all do a great job and you don't make enough. I know that. And, but we have to look at the budget too. And, we could double all this and still, you know, it would be enough. for what you do, understand that.
Along with, having a number here, and Valerie, this will be like on you when you get all educated up on it. But like the salary line is $1,055,000, that's 11.43% of our whole budget. And then the hazardous retirement match is basically $430,000. So we're, right at $1,005,000 is what it costs to, and that doesn't include the DM, the director's salary. So, but we're shy of $1,600,000, on our EMS folks.
Did you,
That's what I was asking, because you take your hazardous, how much more does this go up after you have your hazardous retirement match?
Well, it had, $1,055,000 is budgeted for EMS salaries, and then the retirement match is $430,000. So, it's not half, but a little, Robert said about half, it's shy of half again.
Do we have anything in the budgeted for this right here,
For this race,
that would cover this?
that's where I'm not certain. Cause I don't have the old one, well, I can find it. I can find what our old one was and then what we raised it to.
Robert, can you, redo this and come back at the next meeting, like Zach proposed, and I believe through that, if you cut it in half, and I'm not saying you get somebody a 0.5 cent raise, but, just kind of figure it at, about 50% of this, similar to what we did with paramedics, and then we could maybe,
Y'all tell me what you want me to do. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
I don't have a problem with raise, but I do have a problem with just, I think that, we shouldn't just do, well, paramedic got this, so the EMT should get that or whatever, but, I think we cut their amount down, so we should probably do the same thing with the EMTs and the advanced EMTs. And then.
I see you don't remember that salary budget from last year, dude.
I know we didn't spend it all. I would say it's pretty close to this year's numbers, pretty close.
Now, on a good note, his revenues, his receipts were up significantly from, a year ago. I remember looking, the entire EMS department was something shy of $2 million. And you're gonna collect something over $1 million, you hope this year, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably 42, 3, something like that.
So, it is working out, and I can show you, if I was over there and Karen's there to help. I can find the numbers that say, they're pointing in the right direction. So, I feel good about, we can afford to put some more into it to help Robert and his employees, and be totally safe.
Well, I'll tell you what to do. I'll make a motion that we give what Robert is asking for here.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, second by Zach, that we give the EMT and advanced EMT pay rates that Robert is proposing here. Any discussion?
So the advanced EMTs and the EMTs, but he also has this director's salary on there increase, which would actually pay for all the other increases.
Actually, no. That's not my increase. That's the amount. Are you looking at the 15.5 on
I'm looking at the difference of 235.92.
there? Yeah, that's my increase per pay period. But 15,500, my salary can right back to the state,
Yeah.
so. when you come up to my number, you can deduct 15.5 from it, that's what it's actually, the cost of the vehicle.
So your assumption, Scott, is that your, Robert's numbers of an additional budget cost of 20,000, which we know is not right for,
It'd be about 30, it'd probably be 30 with benefits, so.
that's your educated guess.
Yes,
Do you think that's in our budget for their salaries?
yes, I think the numbers in there, yes. Yep. Of course, we also made changes at the last meeting.
Yeah.
But,
We don't know what that change budget cost, because Robert didn't have that figure.
yeah, not certain, but, I mean, I still feel that it's still fine, and, I mean, I recommend we need to stay, competitive. All right, any other discussion? Everyone understand the motion on the floor?
I did,
Anyone like to amend it?
yeah, I did have to, are we doing the EMT, are we doing the whole list, or just the EMTs and the advantage?
Well, this whole list, I think the whole list, Jim, is what he's asking for. Jim, is that?
Yep.
The proposed ask. All right, any other discussion before we vote? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
Hey,
All right, motion passed.
Last thing is I have a resolution that has to be looked at, we're applying for a grant through Kentucky Office of Homeland Security to buy some more portable and mobile radio equipment. And I have to have a resolution to draw okay on it. I don't believe there's any cost match on it. I believe it's a completely funded grant.
So you want us to put the resolution
I've got
together?
it. He's got it.
He's already got it.
Yeah,
Type it up.
Yeah, Robert typed it up, basically, a resolution, Spencer County Fiscal Court supporting Spencer County Emergency Management in submission of an application for funding from a grant via the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security for the purchase of mobile and portable public safety radio equipment. And basically, whereas the fiscal court recognized the importance of providing reliable and interoperable and mission critical communication equipment. And, I'll kind of abbreviate the current mobile and portable radio equipment utilized in first responders reached or exceed its expected service life, resulting in increased maintenance. But basically, and then, of course, we desire to apply for funding for the Office of Homeland Security. And we acknowledge that acceptance of this grant carries certain responsibilities, established by Homeland Security. So, if we pass this tonight, then that'll give Robert the authority to apply.
Motion to approve that.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, second by Zach, to approve this resolution. Any other discussion? I will sign it. We'll send it over to Lynn. She'll sign it, and then we'll have a copy for the minutes.
I did not know a resolution number, so you have to.
We'll sign it.
Not just sign.
We'll sign it.
That's all.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, thank you, Robert. Okay, the Gold Crossing sign ordinance, Corey and I, had lots of discussion on this earlier today. And basically, in the past, we have done changes, like on stop signs, without doing an ordinance. So we kind of, I know you made copies for everybody, but, it's pretty simple, all it's pretty good. Basically, we kind of figured, thanks, Lynn. Basically, we kind of figured that, what we've done in the past, we've done stop signs by resolutions. So we can, by passing this, if a community wants to change the signage, they can get with the road department for them and discuss what they want to do. And if either party is not happy with the other, then it'll come to us. And then we can discuss and correct the problem. But, basically this says, Spencer County Fiscal Court has adopted certain subdivision roads meeting the county road requirements in the county road system. And the Spencer County Fiscal Court previously adopted reduced speed limits on certain county roads, lower than the county roads, and he says City Ordinance 1 fiscal year 2027 series. whereas other additional safety measures may be necessary for the health, safety, and welfare of individuals traveling on Spencer County roadways, particularly on certain roads and subdivisions, and whereas additional stop signs may be necessary in certain subdivisions for the health, safety, and welfare of individuals traveling on these roadways. Therefore, be it resolved by Spencer County Fiscal Court, by the Fiscal Court of Spencer County, Kentucky, that it establishes its policy that citizens wishing to add stop signs to subdivisions may do so after consultation with and in conjunction with the Spencer County Road Foreman, who shall review the proposed signs and approve sign said placement locations, so long as the sign locations are reasonably necessary in the opinion of the county road foreman, and the signs meet the standards of stop signs on all over the county roads. And this will be adopted today if we agree to it. But I know that if there is a disagreement among two parties, it's not spelled out here, but then it would come to us. Y'all have any comments on this? So basically, we would allow, we had the folks from Gobles that were in here at the last meeting. This would give them the ability to speak with the foreman, tell them what they want, and then the foreman would read the rules as what they have to do, and then they would do it, and all would be done. And then if there's a disagreement of either party, then they would ask us, and then we address it differently. So if we pass this resolution, for example, out in Gobles, they go ahead and do what they'll all get on the same page for.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, have a motion by Zach, second by Dan, to approve the resolution pertaining to the placements of stop signs in subdivisions. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Don't have any questions? Are y'all from? Yes, okay, here's what you need to do. Basically get with the road foreman and you all work it out but if you have issues, you come back to us, we'll work it out. Basically, this is giving the road foreman authority to discuss with you all, and he'll tell you what the rules are, and you can, if you're ready to go. Okay, do it again. Do it once more.
Okay, before he didn't have the approval to discuss that with us, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying what he had before at all. I'm saying going forward, this resolution gives him the ability to work with the HOAs.
Yeah.
And we expect everyone to work together, including our guy, or our person. So, I know what you've done and I know what you've witnessed in the past.
Right.
But going forward, that's not what we expect to happen.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it simple.
Okay.
And even, I know you had the James Way, there was two places on Nevin and James Way.
Right.
And I forget the other one, but the other place.
Benjamin.
And Nevin. You had those two places.
Right.
So basically, now, and I will communicate with him what this says.
Okay.
And it is, as long as there is, there's no reason for him not to approve it now.
Okay.
So, now he will tell you, you may not have the signs that you took down, they may not be the right, size. He might say they have to be this size, and he can show you in subdivisions what they have to be. So you may have to get those size signs, and they'll be ready to go both up.
He's aware of all this, I'm sure if we pick up on tomorrow and call him, he's gonna.
Not necessarily. He is aware that we're having this conversation.
Okay.
Because, we started last meeting.
Right.
So, but no, he's not totally aware of this. But Corey and I discussed this today, and we feel like it'll get us where we need to be. And since we've all passed it, I think it'll get us where we need to be. And if it doesn't, then we'll have different plans of action.
The road foreman's got regulations that he has to go by.
Right.
And if you guys want something done and it doesn't agree with the regulations, he's not gonna approve it because it can't. So, and this just gives one more step that you don't have to go through. So you can go through them instead of you coming here and then we go to them, you go to him. So it's an easier process. It just, you're communicating with him instead of us on this.
Well,
And if there is a problem, then it will come back to us.
then we'll address it. For example, when the new streets come on, when everything meets, planning and zoning will see about the streets, when a street is ready for a bond to be lifted, per se, and so forth, and ready for us to take on, then, we will need stop signs and things then. The process will be seamless with this, we think.
Whereas taking on a new road altogether requires an ordinance with the first reading, notice requirements, second reading, and then approved by the court. This will hopefully streamline that process. And then, like the judge said, if there is any issues that you run into, come back, let the court hear what's going on, court will try to work with you all to hopefully resolve the issues a little bit faster than it would take otherwise for an ordinance.
You need to call him tomorrow, tell him where you're putting the signs, which he already kindly knows. I think we already had the conversation with the last people, the stop signs with the regulation, best of my memory, as long as they are.
Yes.
Todd will say, it's approved, y'all put the signs up.
Right, if he don't say that, then you let me know. We'll address it.
This should be a pretty smooth process tomorrow.
Yeah, we're trying to make it smoother. I hate to use the word guinea pigs, but maybe we're all guinea pigs on this one. And once we get it all figured out, then going down the road, it should be as smooth as. Our expectation of our road foreman is to work with the HOAs, follow the guidelines, and make it simple. So I hope that when y'all go home and you'll see that this was a step forward.
Appreciate it, sir.
So,
Thank you.
all right, thank you all. Good seeing y'all again, by the way. I have this resolution, Lynn, if you don't mind signing that one too. All right, I have on the agenda here Farmers Market Pavilion. We will discuss that after executive session, as well as the Elder Construction invoice after executive session. Okay, we have pickleball estimates, page 120.
That's just for information only. I worked, this past week, trying to get estimates on pickleball courts that's going into our, second building, one with just a roof on it. And I tell you, trying to get estimates, it's kind of like pulling hen stick. They're hard. People won't call you back, people won't email you back. But anyway, I got, those two, and I got another one, tonight, a different one. And all the estimates are different. This one was $80,000, the cheapest one was $10,000. So this $80,000 one I got here, and the diagrams of it, how they're gonna look. This $80,000, I can tell you, they actually lay, like 18-inch, tile. It's kind of a rubberized tile, about a quarter-inch thick. They lay that down on the concrete, and that's what the surface is. The other one that's cheaper is painted on. So, but anyway, I've got two more I'm working on, and I should have those by the next meeting. That way we'll have 5 or 6 to go by, and I'll get more information and sheets on how they're gonna do it and all that. So, just for information.
Are y'all working on your grants?
Yes.
Bluegrass got back with the final price on the splash pad, state contract price. It was actually a little bit cheaper than our original price, but completely done, those providing that building still is $500,189.50. They also said they would,
What was that number again?
$5,189.50.
500,000,
Correct,
189.50 cents.
correct.
Don't forget that 50 cents.
And then, they had the sale price on the playgrounds that Scott mentioned. The sale's over with, they said they still honor it. It was 46,000 and some change with the sale price, not $14,000 off, $32,424.
All right.
And then keep in mind, I got prices for the building. everything was said building up before, and it was about like 120, that was almost a year ago, I'd say 150, that's ballpark, the manual inventory. There's a lot of cushion in that too,
That's so good, 5.5 or something.
but, yeah, it's about 25,000 less for the splash pad now.
Yeah, well,
And building utilities, getting electric to it, that's at 150 more. And like I said, there's a lot of cushion, but till we go moving forward, I'm gonna have to get forward again, hopefully,
yeah.
the grant gets done.
Well, this is enough, and I will get with them there at Kipton, I'll get with Felicia.
Yeah, and I'll send all you guys all this.
Okay.
I thought, who's gonna get something?
And then we'll have some estimates, Jim, on rolling some of those numbers in. I mean, we got the cheapest number. And basically what Jim has is them putting a surface on existing concrete.
Yeah,
Cheapest number.
yeah, what they wanted is, it needs to have like a light broom finish on it, which we can do, the contractor can do, instead of a smooth surface. Because if they do this, they gotta come in and grind it down with a grinder anyway, to wrap the surface up to make this epoxy, it needs to stick.
Well, that outside pavilion should be broom finished anyway, but I mean,
Yeah.
water's gonna get
Yeah,
in
and
it.
it calls for it in our spec to do that.
Okay.
But anyway, we can put 6 pickleball courts in that building, or 4. I just priced 4. These prices were for 4, so, we want to put 6. And that did include the center portable net for each court. A good one too, they said. And then there'll have to be portable barriers around the outside, so you don't hit the ball out in the parking lot all the time. So they suggested just go to Amazon and buy those for about $100 a piece. They're like 25, 30 feet long, and fold up. And we can pull them out as we need them, and then fold them back up, put them in our storage buildings when we're done with them.
So on this page 121, it's about something shy of 11,000 to put the surface down, and then it's basically $2,600 per court on the nets.
Yeah, those, all the estimates had the center nets included, for 4 courts, but not the outside barrier nets.
All right, well, I just thank you for getting those, because I just needed numbers to give to Kipton.
Yep. And when you gonna need those, because I've got 2 more.
Pretty quick.
I've been working on
The next, I mean, if you can get them for the next meeting, I may have the.
I'll have this week for you.
Okay, all right, that'll work. We need those numbers.
Do you need numbers on the, barrier nets also? Because I looked, they were $119 a piece. I think it took 4 of them.
I mean, I'd like to include everything, and, I mean, while we're on this subject, the architect, the lady that came in, I was quizzing her about this, and she helped, or her company she works for, in Lexington, they helped Trimble County, and Trimble County successfully got a water grant, and matched with that grants program about $500,000 to do their splash pad last year. So, she is already familiar, and I said, what is your typical architect price? Some of them are 10%, she said they're not that high, but, it's not gonna be 4, it could be 5%, it could be 6, 7%, I'm not certain. I'm sure it depends on what it is and what it involves. And, if you have a simple splash pad, it'd probably be cheaper. But where we build a building, it could be a little more expensive. But I'll get some more, I'll get all these put together, and then I'll just quiz her and get some information about, an estimate she would have, and then I'll get Felicia Harper's take on the best way to proceed.
I'll get the total information to you this week about what the nets are and see if they will cost, if they will have it.
Because I want Felicia to say, I think that has 100% chance of getting approved if you do it like this. She may say, it only has a half and half chance of getting approved if you go this route. I'll trust her advice. I think you agree. I trust her advice. All right, we'll get going on that. Down on new business, The city county pothole discussion, I had some interest in following through with that. It looks like the city has something worked out. I would like to share with you, I know Julie got a bunch of documents together when Farm Bureau out here was looking about blacktopping all of their area, which they went ahead and did. But when all that was set up back in the nineties, and I don't have it in front of me, but I can get it again, I remember reading that there is opportunities if someone lets the street get bad repaired, that a government entity can take action and do the work and put liens on, that sort of thing. So I don't know exactly what the city had working, but just what you read on Facebook, it looked like they have a resolve in order to get some of those fixed. And there's a bad one when you're coming out of Country Mart on that end. Do not hold over to the right if you turn toward Taylorsville. The one on that end. You know, the one where you only can, where you pull in or you pull out, do not hold over to the right. You will feel like you're going to bust your tire. I don't know who's responsible for that one, but go over to the left. Keep forgetting, and I keep hitting. So just wanted to bring that up to your attention. The opioid CD that matures, if y'all are good, if you want to put it in motion, we'll just try to invest. Valerie and I will try to invest and just put it right back in, because I don't see a reason to put it back in the general opioid funds. So,
Okay.
all right, motion by Zach, second by Jim, to reinvest the opioid CD that expires at the end of this month, back into the best we can get, I guess. All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, on page 127, we're just about finished with the regular meeting. This year, and this is exciting for the community, believe it or not, this is real exciting. This year is a free tire amnesty. The state pays for it. We had one of these 3 years ago, I think, 'cause we've had one since we've been here. And apparently they have them every 3 years. We will have it. We can have it here. It looks like sometime around September 24th, 25th, 26th, when they're planning on hoping that we will have it. Karen Spencer and I have discussed this, but I didn't have this in my hand when we were discussing it. But I do know that we have to approve this tonight, and basically we will be at no cost to us, except, or go ahead, Brad, sorry.
Motion to approve.
All right, second. Motion by Zach, seconded by Jim, to approve the waste tire management program agreement between us and the Energy Environment Cabinet. Any discussion?
Well, I think there was one thing there, but wanted one additional person.
We have to have 3 people?
Yeah.
Well, I highlighted several things we gotta do. We gotta advertise it good. We gotta tell them we got a project coordinator, job security for Karen.
We may have a little expense on that, and,
Well, and we do have a little expense,
county employees is doing it.
and she had to attend the training last week down in Kipton, and she went, so we got that out of the way. We gotta conduct multimedia program, including but not limited to newspaper, radio. Valerie, if you remind us tomorrow, please make a note. The back to school newspaper is coming out, and I believe we gotta have our ads in by Wednesday to get in the countywide paper. And we need to get this, put an ad together into the countywide paper, advertising this tire amnesty. That'd be the best paper to get into and get it out. We gotta have 3 staff, and basically the state will pay to haul the tires off. And I did see where Henry County's having one, and it does take them on the rim, but it wants them from individuals, not businesses. There'll be some rules, and we'll get all them put together and put in our ad. So, any other discussion on this? Now, the $4,000, I believe that we already got, we could have one next spring and use that $4,000 for. We don't have to use it on this one.
We have to use that before July the first of next year.
Probably is, so we could have one next spring and use it up. All right, because this one the state pays for, right, basically. The expensive part is hauling on two loads out of here. All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. I have under new business, new road hire. We will discuss that after executive session. Next is to approve the invoice of bills and transfers on page 137. I wanted to mention to you all, there's a charge in the middle there of roughly $800, $799.95. We have to keep building more pens at the animal shelter for these puppies that were in this case that have now grown. So we did order some more shade material and went to TSC and got some more doors and walls to make more pens in our facility. So the bills just keep racking up on that. But
Motion to pay the bills and make the transfers.
all right.
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Dan, to pay the invoice of bills and make the transfers. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We will be going into executive session and have some discussion, and then after executive session, we will continue this meeting. And we will get the TV going back after this meeting, after our executive session, please. So I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session as per KRS 61-810C, discussion of the proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency, and also KRS 61-810F, discussions or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee.
Second.
All right, this is neither debatable nor amendable. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We'll take a short recess. Hey, Alex, sign it. Or just bring this one to tomorrow. So I don't lose. Everybody.